Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a marketing formula that's been around for over 100 years, but is still secretly powering everything from your social media feed to the shows you binge watch. Let's get right into it.
So get this, some studies say that on any given day, you're hit with somewhere between 6 and 10,000 ads. That's a lot. It's just an incredible amount of noise. So you have to wonder, how does any company on earth manage to cut through all of that?
Right. How do they actually grab your attention in that ocean of advertising? And then, walk you all the way from being a total stranger to becoming a happy paying customer? Well, believe it or not, there's a classic 4-step formula that pretty much explains the entire journey. And that's what we're going to unpack today.
And that secret? Well, it's a framework known as the AIDA model. It's a truly foundational idea that's been the bedrock of marketing and sales for, over a century.
So AIDA, it's actually an acronym. It stands for Attention, Interest, Desire, and Action. And this whole idea was first dreamed up way back in 1898 by an advertising pioneer named E. St. Elmo Lewis. It's what experts call a hierarchy of effects model, which basically just means it lays out the mental stages we all go through before we decide to buy something.
Let's break it down. First, a brand has to grab your attention. Then, once they have it, they need to build your interest by telling you about the cool benefits. From there, the goal is to create desire, to take you from just being interested to really, truly wanting it. And the final step, of course, is to get you to take action. It's a really clear psychological path. You start in a thinking phase, then move to a feeling phase, and finally end up in the doing phase.
And this is exactly why people call it a purchase funnel. Just think about it for a second. At the very top, at the attention stage, you might have a massive group of people. But as they move down each step, some drop off, right? So the group gets smaller and smaller until only a fraction of those who started actually make it to the bottom and take action. Okay, so that all makes sense for 1898. But does this old school model actually work in our crazy digital world? Well, to figure that out, let's look at a modern giant that I'm pretty sure you know, Netflix. First up, attention. Netflix is an absolute master at this. They cast this incredibly wide net, right? They're hitting you with YouTube ads, they're creating massive buzz on social media for new shows, and they're all over your phone with mobile ads. The goal is simple, just get on your radar. So, once they've got your attention, they have to get you interested. And their secret weapon here? It's that 1-month free trial. I mean, it's brilliant. It's a totally no-risk way for you to dive in, explore their huge library, and see what their recommendation engine is all about. It just keeps you clicking, and it keeps you curious. Now we get to desire. This is where Netflix really works its magic, turning that casual interest into a real I need this feeling. And they do it with their exclusive, can't-miss original shows. Think Stranger Things. Think The Crown. They pair that with a perfect, ad-free, high-def experience that you can even download. At this point, you're not just interested anymore. You really desire the service. And finally, we hit the action stage. Netflix makes this last step as easy and painless as possible. They have super simple, clear subscription plans, no hidden junk, and that killer promise, cancel anytime. They remove all the friction, making that final leap from wanting it to actually paying for it incredibly simple. Okay, that Netflix example makes it all sound so clean and perfect, right? A nice, neat, straight line. But let's be real for a second. Is that really how we decide to buy things in today's chaotic, multi-device world? Is the funnel broken? AIDA definitely has its critics. The biggest complaint is that it assumes we all follow this tidy 1, 2, 3, 4 process. But the modern customer journey is messy. We jump around between stages. Another huge knock against it is that it just stops at action. It says nothing about what happens after you buy. Like, are you satisfied? Are you loyal? Are you telling your friends? All of that is absolutely crucial today. And this really shows you the difference. The classic AIDA path is this straight line. It assumes we're just passively getting a one-way message. But the modern path? It's all over the place. We're engaging with brands on social media, through email, reading reviews. We are active, empowered consumers, not just a passive audience. So, does that mean AIDA is totally useless? Not exactly. Instead of just tossing it in the trash, marketers have actually been updating and adapting this core idea for our super-connected world.
Yeah, to fix some of those flaws, marketers have started evolving the model. Some just add a letter on the end, like the 8S model, which adds satisfaction to make sure you're thinking about what happens post-purchase. Others have gotten way more complex, like AISDALSL Love, adding stages for things like searching online, sharing your experience, the whole shebang. The point is, the The core idea is being stretched to reflect a journey that doesn't just end when you click buy.
And some people have just moved past the funnel idea altogether. You have new models now like the flywheel, which doesn't see the customer journey as a line with an endpoint, but as a continuous cycle. The whole idea is that your happiest customers create the energy through word of mouth and repeat business that attracts new customers, which just keeps the wheel spinning on its own. It's a huge shift in thinking.
All right, so the model's old. It's got some serious flaws, and there are newer, shinier models out there, which begs the question, why on earth are we still talking about it? Why does ADA still matter?
Well, it matters because its core principles are just timeless. As this quote puts it, it's the cornerstone. You simply cannot have a successful marketing campaign if you skip one of these steps. I mean, think about it. If you don't get attention, you'll never build interest. No desire means you'll never get to action. That fundamental sequence, it still holds up.
Really, its enduring power is in its simplicity. It's a fantastic mental checklist for anyone in marketing. It forces you to put yourself in the customer's shoes and to build your message in a way that logically and emotionally guides them from "who the heck are you?" all the way to "here, take my money."
So, I'll just leave you with this little question. Now that you know the secret 4-step formula for persuasion, are you going to start seeing it absolutely everywhere? In the commercials you watch, the emails you get, the websites you visit? I'm willing to bet you will. Thanks for tuning in.